My Avian Collection started a few years ago, and it concerns female form with birds or feathers. Initially, the idea came from going to see Swan Lake. I was mesmerised, this idea of this woman transforming into a swan, or vice versa, and how beautiful it was, obviously in the dance and their costumes. And then I started looking into mythologies and folklore and the idea of this magical relationship between human beings and animals or birds.
The Avian Collection is a series of oil paintings featuring women and birds, transformed together as one. The series represents the strength, beauty, femininity and bravery of women. The feathers symbolise armour as opposed to fragility or delicacy. Judd uses Greek mythological symbols such as Minerva's owl, Leda's swan and Freyja's cloak of falcon feathers.
I've realised I don't need to follow anyone's narrative, I can make my own up, and so then what happened was I started doing these women, which I'd always painted, nude and clothed, with these animals or birds. From there they became more and more surreal, and I started creating my own sort of creatures, adorned and cocooned within feathers, masking them and making them into these sort of spiritual priestesses with their own sort of mythologies.
Painting has always been a passion for Judd, who studied art in the UK. Judd takes inspiration from the fashion industry, with particular interest in the work of Schiaperrelli, Alexander McQueen and Philip Treacy.
Obviously, I am inspired by fashion and different designers. So many designers use feathers or fur or taxidermy, all sorts of different things from nature. Very fascinating within the design world to use that. The designers I love have a sort of surreal idea of designing, and obviously people like McQueen and Philip Treacy, Galliano, all sorts of people have been really influenced by nature and this sort of surreal quality. Using feathers like I do in birds conjures up so many different ideas, things like life and death and sort of and beauty and death, especially using taxidermy or found objects like skulls. And along with romantic dark side, there's this sort of lighter side as well.
Amy Judd is represented by Hicks Gallery, Wimbledon, who have sold her work internationally and will soon be going to Stockholm Art Fair with Amy's paintings.
I use found imagery and my own photographs, and then I just sort of get these ideas like, with the feathers and the birds, and they just sort of come, drip, drip, drip. The ideas come from somewhere, books like the ballet, myths, all sorts of different things, and I start collecting imagery and putting it together. I do it sort of with sketches, and also then later on in Photoshop, and then I print them out and I almost put them together like a collage. The most exciting bit is actually like painting, and so to get down and actually painting it, and that's it's my favourite bit. But the sort of getting the ideas could come from anywhere, and that's obviously almost like that's probably the most important bit. I mean, there's so many mythologies and folklore throughout the world over hundreds and hundreds of years, and people are so interested in this idea of animals and birds being like a sort of connection to a divine or a supernatural world, that it is fascinating, like Leda and the swan and Diana and the deer, and there are others of ancient folklore, because there's ancient Welsh and Scottish, as well as like Native American stories. I mean, and the idea of Native Americans using the eagle wings in their headdress, this idea of bravery, it is inspirational stuff. And so hopefully the future means more shows, showing internationally, and hopefully sort of getting more of a name out there. But to be honest, if I'm just painting, if I've got my space and I'm able to come in and paint and do what I love, then I'm really happy,